Hello, my wonderful friends. How is everybody doing today? I am so happy to be here today because I want to talk about my personal experience in Christianity. Before I say anything about that, I want to read the book of Zechariah, chapter 4, verse 10. The Bible said in the book of Zechariah, "Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin." Now, I want to talk about my Christian experience. When I was in elementary school, in my country, I came from Nigeria. We call it primary schools. And there was a friend of mine that attended the same school with me. And this friend has so much joy. This friend has so much peace. This friend, when I look at him, I admire to have what he has. But I don't know why he's so joyful, why he was the way he was. And I keep trying to inquire what makes him very happy and what makes him a peaceful man. And one day I discovered that he was a Christian. And I try to have what gives him peace. And he invited me to church one day. And I went to church with him. And they were doing something like a revival program. And they invited preachers. And I wasn't a Christian. I was trying to see what was going on. What makes these Christians happy? And after the preaching, they called for altar call for people to come in and give their life to Christ. And I stood up. I gave my life to Christ. While the pastor was praying, he looked at me, he said, "Young man," he said, "God is calling you. And God is going to take you around the whole world, the whole nation to preach the gospel." Within my heart, I was just laughing. I'm like, what is this preacher talking about? I'm a heathen, from a heathen background. My family, no one is a Christian. And when I was in school, I'm not smart at all. I'm not book smart. I can't spell properly. I can't read properly. I can't write properly. I was like Moses, who, when God called Moses, Moses gave an excuse. Say, "How can you call a man like me a stammerer? Somebody who doesn't know how to read, write. I'm a stammerer. I can't speak properly. How can I stand before Pharaoh to deliver the children of Israel?" So I was questioning all this, and to me, it is practically impossible for me to be a preacher. So then I prayed. I said, "God," I said to him, "if what this man is saying, if what he's talking about is true, I want you to speak to me. Because God is our Father. He is not afraid of me. He can talk to me like he talks to this guy." And I prayed. God didn't say anything. But a few days later, I was sleeping. Right in my sleep, I saw heaven open up. And it was so beautiful. Bright light shining from heaven. I could not behold physically with my physical body withstood the glory that was radiating from heaven. And I looked up and I saw Jesus. He was seated in heaven in a glorified, beautiful, beautiful throne. I could not withstand the glory that was radiating, and I fell prostrate on my stomach. I put my face down The glory was too much. Everywhere was beautiful. Great peace came upon my life. And Jesus called me by my name. He said, son, he said, I have called you to be an evangelist. I'm going to take you around the whole world. You're going to preach my gospel. And I said to him, how can this be? I don't know how to write. I don't know how to read. He said to me, he said, I will put my word in your mouth and you will speak what I have put in your mouth. And he said to me, he said, you're sleeping right now. He said, when you wake up, I want you to go ask your mom, how did she find the gospel? He said to me, he said, I'm using you as an empty vessel to preach my word. You are not the one to convert people. You only speak my word. I draw people to me by my spirit. It is my spirit that changes people. It is my power that changes people, not you. But I use you as a vessel to speak my word. So then, this friend that took me to church, he was a preacher too, but I tried to confirm his calling. I asked Jesus, I said, what about my friend? His name is Caleb Coker. And Jesus said to me, I've called him to be an evangelist. He is going to preach my word. And the peace that radiated from the throne, it was so calm. Jesus was so beautiful, so peaceful, and so loving. And since then, I started preaching the gospel throughout Nigeria, throughout different cities, different states. Then 13 years later, this happened in 1985. In 1998, 13 years later, Jesus took me out of Nigeria and I started traveling the whole world, preaching the gospel, starting with India. I arrived in India November 28, 1998. And since then, I have never looked back. I have visited 6 continents of the world. I have visited many countries with the gospel of Christ, preaching Jesus and Him crucified. And I will try my best to talk about so many experiences, divine encounter I have had throughout my Christian life that still made me to stand and say, yes, God is alive. Jesus is alive. He is real. He is not fake. He is alive. May God bless you guys. And I would like to share my ministry experience. I would like to share places I've been. I would like to share what I do. By the grace of God, I do indoor crusade. I do outdoor crusade. I do street evangelism. I do prison ministries. I do book ministries, YouTube ministries. I do all kinds of ministries, including help ministries. God have used me to touch a lot of lives. And I said to Him alone, be glorified. To Him alone, may His name be praised. I'm trying to say all this to encourage people who God have called, but they don't know how they will continue the walk with God. When you trust Him, when you believe in Him, He is going to show you how to accomplish the tasks He has given to you. God bless you all for listening. Until next time, God bless.